إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهديه الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله شهادة تنجينا من عذاب النار ويدخلنا الجنة من غير سابقة عذاب ولا عقاب وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وحبيبه أشهد أنه قد بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة ومحى الغمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين فصلاة وسلاما على عبدك ونبيك محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد، يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال: قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: أنا سيد ولد آدم يوم القيامة وأول من يشق عنه القبر وأول شافع وأول مشفع، أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Amma ba'd, all praise to Allah, the one, the only, the one who should be worshipped. I bear witness that He is the creator of this universe and He is the one who should be worshipped. I bear witness that Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam is His messenger. True mercy sent to us. If you follow His path, inshallah we'll be in Jannah. Amma ba'd. Back home, these days, we celebrate Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam, our prophet. And we need to talk about him. And we need to clarify some of the points that we do good or we do mistakes in him. And let's see. First, when was the Prophet born? The Prophet ﷺ said, ﷺ, عن أبي قتادة الأنصاري قال أن رسول صلى الله عليه وسلم سئل عن يوم الاثنين قال فيه ولدت وفيه أنزل علي. What does it mean? Rasulullah is saying that on Monday he was born, and this is the day that the revelation came to him. Now comes the question: is it the 12th of the Rabi' al-Awwal? At that time, the calendar didn't make any sense. There was no calendar, physical calendar. Even the months were moved. Then really, if someone said that the Prophet was born on that day, I have bad news. I don't know. And no one knows, no authenticated one can tell me the Prophet was born on the 12th. But we know he died on the 12th. Monday, the 12th, he died. Yes, we know that part. The 11th of Al-Hijrah. On the 12th of 12, Rabi' al-Awwal, he died. Then if you celebrate 12, are you celebrating his death? Or celebrating his birth? We don't have birth. Okay? I hope this is clear in our heads. Then again, if you want to celebrate, should I bring a cake and eat candy? The Prophet said, ﷺ, what did he do? This is day that I like to, this is the day I'm born, I fast in the sake of Allah. If you love the Prophet and you want to celebrate his birthday, fast Monday. Go ahead, enjoy your time, fast your Monday. This is the celebration of the Prophet ﷺ. Okay, that's one. Two, the Prophet was born, his father didn't know. Today, by the way, the khutbah is I'm talking about the Prophet. Quick biography about the Prophet. If I keep on talking, I'll keep you here until tomorrow. If I keep details, tomorrow we'll go leave here. But really, it's a quick biography one. Number two, he was born on Monday, number one. Number two, his father died before even he knew his wife is pregnant. And he was born, his mother gave him to his mother from feeding, which is Halima Sa'diyya. Halima Sa'diyya, and it's a long story. She took him almost 2 years, and then half a year after that, 6 months after that, and then Hadithat Shaq al-Sadr came, the two angels came and cut his chest, got his heart out, and cleaned it up and put it back again. It's called Hadithat Shaq al-Sadr. He came back to his mother. And when Halima, by the way, when Halima came, his mother Halima came to Amina, his mother, and told her, I want to return your son. He said, why? You wanted to keep him. He said, I have a problem. And she told him, okay, I have to say, she told her what happened to Sayyidina Muhammad. She said, this boy has a huge future. I saw in my dream that the light comes from me, lighting all the world. His mother died, number 3, his mother died when he was 6 years old. And his grandfather, the name? Abdul Muttalib. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm saying what I'm saying at the end. Abdul Muttalib took him and took care of him for 2 years. And when he was 8, his uncle Abu Talib took him after that and he stayed with him. And first Abdul Muttalib, when he was with him, he had a place. He was the head of Mecca. He had an arsh, a seat. No one of his kids could sit on his chair except the Muhammad. And he told them, everyone, this boy has a future. That's why he's the only one who's accepted to sit on the chair of Abdul Muttalib. When Abdul Muttalib died, like I said, his uncle took him. And he has many kids. Abdul Muttalib. And subhanallah, Abdul Muttalib, when they eat without Rasulullah, the food finishes without even them. Without them feeling, they're still hungry. And when the Prophet is there, they don't finish the food, but they are full. Subhanallah, for the barakah. And the barakah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. Then the next one, when he was 14 years old, his uncle took him to the trip of Sham, because they're merchants. And in the way, they saw the priest Buhayra Rahib. Buhayra saw something really didn't make sense. He saw like a cloud going above the caravan. And usually, if you know, these places, they are closed. They don't let anyone in, anyone out. Stay in, worship, whatever they are worshipping. But at that time, he sent his messenger, bring all the caravan here. Bring them on. And they brought them in. And he looked around Buhayra and said, all of you are here? He said, yes. All of you? He said, no, but there is a boy there outside, 14 years old, taking care of our caravan. Oh, sorry, I forgot. 14 years old. 14 years old taking care of the caravan. Here, until 18 years, he is not a man yet. In the Western world, and even back home, 18 years old is not a man yet. 14 years old, at that time, he was taking care of the whole caravan. Imagine. That's how they are men, created as men. Anyway, and Buhayra went to him and he looked around him and he came back. Whose son is this? And Abu Talib went to him. I said, he's my son. He said, no. Tell me the truth. Whose son is this? He said, I'm his uncle. I said, yes. This boy, his father and mother has to be dead. Abu Talib, take your nephew back home. If some people saw him, they will kill him. And Abu Talib took Rasulullah back again. He was 14. When he was, the next one, when he was 25, he married Khadija. And Khadija was so rich that all Mecca give a caravan and she by herself get another one. So rich, subhanallah. And Allah, when he married her, Allah gave him 6 kids, 6 of her kids from her, 2 boys and 4 girls, 2 boys and 4 girls from her only. The 2 boys are, I like to say names, Al-Qasim, because we have to know the Prophet's sons and daughters. If I tell you who's LeBron James' kid, someone here will tell me, which I don't care. But really, for a Prophet, I care. The first one is Al-Qasim and Abdullah, the 2 boys. Al-Qasim, that's why his kunya is Abu Al-Qasim. Al-Qasim and Abdullah. And the girls are Zainab, Zainab, Ruqayya, Kulthum and Fatima. Next, when he was 40, he liked to sit alone outside, thinking, who's Allah? Reflection. This is the ibadah that most of us are missing. Ibadah of reflection. Why this is happening? Why we are here? Why we are thinking? Why Allah gave us this? Why we came to Canada? Why? Reflection. You have to think why everything happening around us. The Prophet was there and Sayyidina Jibreel came to him and hugged him 3 times. Imagine someone hug you and he's powerful. Hug him. Iqra. Read. And the Prophet doesn't read. He said, I don't read. He said, read again. And he hugged him hard. Read again. And some of the ulama said the hikmah from that the Prophet, the Sayyidina Jibreel want to tell the Prophet what's coming, what's before, and what's after is different. Wake up. We have now a mission. He hugged him hard so that he has to think. And subhanallah, after that, he started making da'wah. Imagine now with me that after he sees Sayyidina Jibreel, what happened? Where did he go? He's shivering. He's scared. He is panicked. Where to go? He has his uncle. He has his kids. They're his kids. He has whatever there. Where did he run to? He ran to his wife. His wife. When you have a problem, where do you go? To your wife? Everyone. Do you go to your wife? Ask yourself. The Prophet went to his wife. And his wife was, I'm going to say, this is his wife, not mine. Trust me. Go to your wife when you're really in need. Anyway, it's a side story. And then his wife was so smart that he gave the first faqih in Islam. She showed him and asked him, okay, let's go to Waraqah and ask him. And Waraqah told her, he's a prophet. And I wish I'm strong to take care of him when the mushrikeen kicked him out. And subhanallah, he was kicked out. That's why his prophet saw Waraqah in Jannah. Because he believed in Islam. I'll jump. Quickly, he delivered the message to all the Sahaba, and then after 10 years, the 10 years of da'wah, Khadija, his wife, his beloved wife, she supported him and took care of him, died. And then his uncle, Abu Talib, died. Both of them died. As Allah is giving him a message that don't depend on anyone in the earth. Depend on me. And the Prophet, and this year is called the Am al-Huzn. It's a sad year. And subhanallah, Allah gave him the tour of Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj. He took him from Mecca to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. May Allah relieve him from the Zionists. And after that, he stayed there. He prayed with all the prophets. That's why Masjid Al-Aqsa is not a normal mosque for us. It's a mosque that we have to believe. It's one of our sha'air. We have to sit with. And he took him to a high place to do what there? The only thing happened there, which is important for us, prayer. Prayer came on that. Imagine that if a prime minister, if a king want to give a message, he writes a letter, send this to Yusuf, as for example. More important, send someone, maybe a police officer, tell Yusuf that I want to do this. More important, a minister. More important, the prime minister. How about the most important? Bring Yusuf to me. I want to talk to him one-to-one. And that's what Allah did. He brought Rasulullah up the highest sky to tell him about prayer. He came back, and after 3 years, he went to Medina. By the way, he married to our mother Khadija for how long? How long? When he was 25 until he was 53. How many years are there? 23 years. One wife. 23 years. 5 of them at the end, he's single. He didn't do anything. And then he started marrying women. After that, to deliver the message, you stay at home for 6-7 hours. We need to know what he's doing back home, how he was dealing with his wife. Very important. Then, the Prophet ﷺ, I will not go to Ghazawat because this is a long time. The Prophet died, and the last thing he's saying, as-salah, as-salah, wan-nisa. 2 things he was dying, he's telling them, prayer. That's why I tell everyone, tell your youth, don't leave prayer. Never leave prayer. Especially for men, you don't have an excuse. Pray. Pray and pray. Stay on prayer, stay connected. Okay, that's very important. Again, the Prophet in Medina, he got one more son from Egyptians are very proud of that. Our mother Maria, when I say our mother, really, because the Prophet's wives are our mothers. How many mothers do you know? I know my mother maybe, who bore me, but how about the rest of the mothers? Like Khadija, Aisha, Hafsa, Salama. All these are our mothers. Do you know them? Maria, that's we are proud of. Maria. She brought him, Allah make him get Sayyidina Ibrahim, who is her son, but died again when he's less than 2 years. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he talked about him, he said, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَىٰ خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. Allah chose the khuluq, the most thing he chose. When you describe someone, if I describe you, I choose the best thing to talk about you. And the best, imagine someone, I describe the Sheikh Abdul Aziz, he's the most knowledgeable in Quran. When I talk about Dr. Amgad, he's the most knowledgeable in Sharia. I choose the most knowledgeable he is and describe with him with. When Allah talked about the Prophet, what did he describe him with? Al-khuluq, the best manners. This is how the Prophet was, and this is how we should describe ourselves when we talk about him. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لكم فاستغفروه يا فوز المستغفرين. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. أما بعد, what should we do to the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام? عليه الصلاة والسلام. Oh, your misers here. When someone says عليه الصلاة والسلام, even in khutbah you can say it. عليه الصلاة والسلام. Don't be a bakhil. When someone tells you Muhammad عليه الصلاة والسلام, and you teach the youth, when you talk about the Prophet, you behave. Behave, really behave. Because when you talk, you don't say Muhammad, you know this. No, never say that. When you talk to the MP or MPP, you talk to his honor, and after 3-4 years he'll get out of the system. He will be normal again. But Muhammad, when you talk about him, alayhi salatu wassalam, immediately after him, because this is the one who is delivered the message to us. Now the question comes to us, because of this Charlie Hebdo in Paris, in France, this is happening. Should we defend the Prophet and start fighting? The answer is no. No. But what should you do? I believe the only thing I think about is knowledge. Is knowledge. What do you know about the Prophet? Teach everyone. If I always tell every one of you, if someone barks in you, do you bark back? If someone barks, do you stand and start barking against them? If a dog barks, you say, hello, you do that? If wallahi we ignore, don't worry about it. And start defending the Prophet the positive way. Teach our youth how the Prophet was dealing. Don't worry about it. It will go away by itself. It will go away by itself. That's why I tell everyone, prayer, keep on the prayer. The prayer will take everything out. But knowledge, you need, next one, the knowledge will help you defend. If I tell you what do you know about the Prophet, that's what I'm going, inshallah, after the khutbah will do. If you want to take $10 a reward from me, can you talk about the Prophet? If you're less than 25, not older than 25 like me, if you're younger than 25, come after the khutbah and talk for 2 minutes. Inshallah, there is a reward for $10 from me, not from the mosque. Okay? The last thing from me which I wrote, your knowledge of the Prophet. Your knowledge of the Prophet. You will know him when you see him. You will know him when you see him, and he will know you when you see you. How? You will know him because you know his characteristics. You read about him. You saw him by his acts. You know, if at a time, imagine that someone puts perfume, and he puts a lot of perfume, and he left, and after 2 or 3 hours said, didn't so and so came? How do you know? The smelling, I smell his smell, his incense, I can smell it. He was here. That's how it works. You know the Prophet. Do you know him really? And how can he knows you? The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, if someone is doing like horses, that they are ghurr, means that they have white thighs, white things, foot to the thighs. Don't you know them? He said, yes, this is how he knows us from wudu. The more you do wudu, the more he knows you. The more you're brighten in the dark day, you will be brighten and he will know you. And then the last thing, if you want to get the shafa'ah of the Prophet, what should you do? What should you do after the adhan? What should you say? اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت سيدنا محمد الوسيلة والفضيلة وبعثه اللهم مقام محمود الذي وعدت إنك لا تخلف الميعاد. And then رضيت بالله رب. Someone will say it's a long one. How can I memorize that one? Sheikh Google, what should I do after the adhan? He will tell you. But you need to invest some time, as you're investing in Fortnite, in NBA. How many are playing Fortnite and they know? I see my son sometimes. Oh, there's a man here will kill me. I have to be ready. How do you know? Oh, he's memorizing the game even. He's memorizing the moves. And he can see 2-3 moves in front. That's how he loves the game. Do you love the Prophet as that? That's the question to everyone. Your knowledge is more important. Now, what the action item? What should we do? One, try to read something about the Prophet ﷺ. For parents, I beg everyone, try to teach your son or daughter something about the Prophet. Two, try to learn and act on one sunnah of the Prophet and keep on doing it. Keep on doing this sunnah forever. So that when we meet him, we say, we followed your sunnah and this was only sunnah. Yes, so one sunnah is good enough. Keep on doing it. Three, try to remember him every day. Not on the 14th or the 12th, on the 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal. We remember him. It's not a birthday. We remember him every day because we are looking for his shafa'ah. And remember that anyone talks about him, you have to be polite and talk him nicely. Should I react and respond when someone attacks? Nicely. A man came to the Prophet and he pulled him hard. He said, Ya Muhammad, you are a bunch of liars. What did the Prophet do? Smiled. That's it. And he talked to him. Why? He said, and he started discussing with him nicely. This is the way we should be dealing. Don't react by fighting. It's not good. I have to stop here because time is running me. I already took some more time. Now, because of the youth, I have one announcement for you. Halloween is haram. I'm sorry to tell you that part. Halloween is haram. Please don't go out in Halloween. Someone will tell, I'm just bringing chocolate. Fathers, please, Costco have a chocolate, 120 things. Go and get it. It's $15. If you cannot afford it, I'll get it for you. No problem. $15, put it, give it to them. But don't let them out. Why? Because the act will change the terminology of our youth. Religion doesn't change in seconds, it's changing in years. Don't get them out. Turn off the lights and stay home. Don't join them. The question to everyone, do you see any religion coming with us to pray Jummah or pray Eid or join? No. And we believe we are right. Why do we work with them when they are wrong? Don't go there. It's changing the mentality of our youth. So many things are changing here. Don't do it, please. If you need the rules, there are so many. Inshallah, next week, if I'm giving the khutbah, I'll talk about what is Halloween and why it's haram in details. In details, inshallah. Next, Darul Quran. Try to make your youth join and read Quran. And read a little bit of Islamic school, Sunday school, weekend school. This is very important. And finishing, inshallah, the last one for the youth under 25. I'll be here after khutbah. And if you want to get rewarded with $10, talk about the Prophet for 2 minutes. I gave almost 29 points about the Prophet. Can you talk for 2 minutes about the Prophet? And really, I'm not joking about it. Okay, after the khutbah, inshallah, I'll be doing that, inshallah. Allahumma hdina fi man hadayt. Allahumma hdina fi man hadayt. Wa afina fi man afayt. Allahumma ajma'na wa la tufarriqna. Allahumma ajma'na wa la tufarriqna. Allahumma alhiqna bi nabiyyika ma amanna bihi wa lam narah. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala abdika wa nabiyyika Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim tasliman kathira. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wa qumu ila salatikum. 25 come after the khutbah.